reaching in, you can move the ball around, up, down, sideways, and you'll see guys doing that, trying to create a foul, get themselves out of trouble. Sandberg working Lavoie by himself, and Medell double teamed, but he's able to get out. That's a case where you'll see you lick your chops getting ready to make that hit, but you give up the chair position.
Right.
An easy one for Sweden.
Yep, very straightforward. But this Canadian combination seems to be working particularly well. There's a lot of speed to the way they're playing.
Yeah, they have
quite a contrasting style to
guys.
what we saw at the start of this quarter.
And some of that's just determining how you play against another team. And obviously these teams have played before, but sometimes the line works, sometimes the line doesn't.
And you don't, I mean, unlike basketball, obviously you don't have a point guard or whatever, but which player on court generally will call the offensive plays or the defensive plays? Is it a team leader or?
Yeah, there's usually one guy who runs the offense. In the case of like a Dave Wilsey is always going to run the offense when he's on the court. And I think in this case you're going to see Mike Norland, because he's the experienced player, running the offense, calling the plays, bringing the ball down.
So Thomas Hewitt again. And is there much emphasis on the individual scorer for each match, or not so much in terms of, compared to basketball, everyone talks about the top scorer? Yeah.
We don't, not really.
Yeah.
It's really about wins and losses, because in this game, even a dominant guy needs the other guys in order for him to be effective. And part of that is that we don't have the media coverage and the popularity that people pay attention as closely to who scored the most points. I'm happy to give it up as long as I know it's going to be scored.
Yeah, that's right.
And you'll see that a lot. There are guys that do all the work to get the ball close, and then the person who gets across the line isn't that guy.
So then is there a statistic for assists and things like that in
I'm sure the statistics are kept, but I've never seen them.
Right, okay. So it's
at
not
this
like
level, they keep everything.
Sure.
Turnovers, assists, minutes. Nice job working out of there.
Oh. Just outsmarted the one-on-one there.
Yeah, when you have your back turned, it's very difficult to be able to make the right move to get somebody who's behind you. Whitehead gets it out of there. Looks like Hicklin's probably going to go back to him. Little touch pass there to Trevor Hirschfield.
So 24 all, 2:02 left in this second quarter.
2 minutes left, and looks like they're going to keep going quick.
What's sort of an elite score in this match? Because they often sort of talk that, for example, in wheelchair basketball, if you can score 50 points at a Paralympic level, your team is an elite team. You're one of the top of the pool. Is there a similar guide that we have for wheelchair rugby?
I went to China and watched the Canadian-U.S. game was really low scoring.
Right.
And that was because it was high defense, and they didn't use the 40-second shot clock,
I see.
which they're now using here. I have seen games in the 60s already this weekend. It's a high-scoring game.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, particularly with that 40-second shot clock, it really puts a lot more pressure offensively on to get up there quickly.
Speed has become much more important in this game in the last few years. So your old guard like Hickling, who may not be the fastest player out there, but he's smart and patient.
Great crowds here at Basketball Arena. A lot of Swedish supporters in the front row there, and we saw the Canadians as well decked out in their country colours.
And it'll be extremely loud when GB plays this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely.
Great support by the fans. Yeah, it's a great arena. It's a great space to play in.
Do you get decent crowds back home when you play for the Michigan
Nothing like
Storm?
this.
Yeah.
The largest crowd I ever played for was in Colombia in South America, and that was an exhibition.
Right. So the game is penetrating all corners of the globe then, if you're playing down in Colombia.
Actually, we were doing that for the coalition to eliminate landmines around the world.
Wow. So part of a campaign was that you went and played there.
It was kind of entertainment for them, basically, but to show them, a lot of the talk is about the disabilities and injuries that are caused by landmines. And so a disabled sport like rugby is a great showcase to show how people live their lives and what they enjoy doing instead of focusing on what they can't do.
Focus on what you can, and the fact that you can be part of a team and learn something new.
And do something amazing.
So less than a minute to go.
Whitehead's trying to get that ball across half. We only have 12 seconds to cross the half-court line.
So Canada levelling scores here.
They'd have liked to score that about 20 seconds earlier so they could get another possession out of this, but unless Sweden scores quickly, they'll probably have the last opportunity. Really nice job there by Hurt, making it look like he was going to go around the corner and feed Norland. So that 12-second count that I was talking about crossing half court, that's why you see people urgently trying to get there. And then once they cross half, they'll take their time, try and be more methodical and make sure they get across the goal line. Nice job. 4 seconds left. It's enough time to score.
It is. He needs a long pass here.
But you need to be in the right position.
Yeah, exactly the right position.
I think you'll see Canada just slow it down.
Not quite there. So we're going to the halftime break. Sweden 28 plays Canada 27. So what do you think?
It's a great game. We haven't seen that many close matches at halftime, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes next. Both teams will go back, talk about what they saw, do a little strategy, try and work things a little better. You might see some different lines coming out in the second half. But it seems like they're working. It's really just a matter of protecting that ball.
So you were talking before about your trip down to Colombia and playing an exhibition match, and you've played the sport for about 10 years. And how long does it take you to get your chair skills to a point where you can be really effective on court? Because I imagine it's a different chair entirely that you use.
But you'll see, like a lot of the guys who play basketball don't realize that they can qualify. Some of them can qualify. So they come in with the chair skills, and you'll see those guys excel very quickly once they learn the rules. Some of the strategy is similar. The chair skills are very similar, so that helps a lot. In my case, I'm not somebody who comes from an organized sports background, so it took me a little longer to learn the game and get good at that, and I'm still working on it. But there's even these players, you'll hear they're learning stuff as they go. There's always more to learn.
Absolutely. Well, that's the great thing about sport at any level, isn't it? Be at the top or... Someone's having the happy birthday sung to them, and the Swedes there are enjoying their bananas, giving the screen away. And in terms of your training, I mean, would you break it down so that you'll focus on chair skills for perhaps part of the session and then focus on ball skills, or is it
Absolutely.
all...
Cardio, strength, chair skills. Some of it's just about, watching film or, considering strategy. So it's just like any other sport. Coaches will give you a regimen they want you to go through. Everybody has their own personal regimen as well. And these players watch a lot of film. try and learn tendencies for other players, try and see where mistakes were made or things were done correctly, and add that to their game. Nice highlights from this game. That a big turnover for Canada. As well as that, it's keeping them in the game.
It's played with a lot of aggression. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw, who was it? It was Hickling. Had a little bit of, he's been involved in a few little, sharp encounters.
He's very expressive, and
he
he's
is.
He's a physical player. He'll get in there and he'll get the ball out of your lap.
And what do you love about the sport? What's kept you going at it for 10 years?
I love everything about the sport. I love the camaraderie. I love the speed. I love the hits. I love the fact that there's room for everybody in it. There's less disability, more disability, and the balance of it. It's just fun to play. Everybody likes those big hits. During the exhibitions, you'll see, too, people will set up and wind up and try and get a big hit or knock somebody over.
The hits are so impressive. I mean, that's what people love to see, isn't it?
It's kind of like in car racing. You sort of come for the crashes. Although you don't want to see anybody get hurt.
No.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, you want to see the spectacular side of it.
Right.
And can you tell me anything about Sweden's coach? Because I just noticed that he was speaking to the players in English. So
he's actually a former Canadian coach, Paralympic coach. And I'm sure that there's some positive and negative feelings there from the Canadians, but there's, like I was telling you earlier, there's only so many elite coaching jobs in the world. If somebody offers it to you and the one you really want, which is your own team, isn't available, you got to take it. He's done a great job with this team. The fact that they're here, the fact that they're in contention for a medal at this point, they're very excited. I'm not sure, but this may be their first Paralympics. Even though I was there in China, I don't recall.
Sweden's only previous Paralympic appearance was in Sydney in 2000.
Oh, okay.
And they had one win during the group stage. And they finished 5th overall. They defeated Germany and Great Britain in the classification rounds.
Although I think they've got quite a few new players.
Well, they've certainly got some younger players. If I just look through the ages of some of these players, in their early 20s, a lot of them.
And that's great for their program because those guys will grow up with the program and they'll help the new guys get used to what comes next.
Yeah. And Canada, in contrast, I mean, they have got a couple of young guys, but they're really experienced, aren't they? They've done so well at the last couple of Paralympic Games.
Yep, they've medaled in every Paralympics. Wilsey calling the timeout there because he didn't want to get a 12-second call. Wasn't get the help he was looking for. Sweden able to score first and make it a 2-point game. Coach Kevin Orr decided that line wasn't working the way he wanted it to, so he made a switch. Or it could be about the personnel that Sweden brought out.
So, youngster again.
Whitehead stuck there. Got to score before he gets called for 10 seconds, and he gets it over to Hirschfield. Very nice. Sandberg launches it. And he's going to need to protect the ball and have one of his high pointers come and get it from him. Just like that. Good job protecting.
So Sandberg passes off to Hjulman, who scores. So Sweden maintaining that 2-point advantage now.
Looking a lot like the game that they played just a few weeks ago in Canada, the Canada Cup.
And
Close.
during that game, did Sweden have the slight advantage, or was it Canada that had
Most
the
of the game, Sweden was at the advantage stage, and Canada came back at the end and was able to score enough to keep it up and close it down.
And if scores are tied at the end of the match, what happens? How do you sort out?
We have a 3-minute overtime period,
Yep.
and you'll have several overtimes if necessary. I actually was a participant in a 4 overtime game last year. I was pretty tired because we didn't have any substitutions, so I played the whole game.
Did you win?
We did win.
Oh, that was all worth it in the end.
It's a much better game when you win. It was definitely fun to play in.
I bet.
It's more fun for both teams when the game is competitive. Because obviously they're here to win, but you want to enjoy yourself as well.
You want to be pushed as well because
Yeah.
it gives you confidence going into the,
Oh, if your games
middle
early
rounds.
in the pool rounds are too easy, it can make you slack off, and that first competitive game can give you some trouble.
Yeah, you'd be a bit shell-shocked.
You get away with things that you wouldn't normally get away with. And you just need to make sure you don't learn bad habits. You see Sandberg, again, lifting the ball up in that cylinder, trying to create a foul.
So has he got a time limit? Oh, we'll have the shot clock at least
He
anyway, won't we?
has his 10 seconds. He has to dribble.
Yeah.
But he was doing that. He's fighting his way out, getting the ball out, dribbling, getting it back in. And again, as I said, Canada's got him turned around so he can't even see where he's throwing the ball. And that's great defense. Canada ties it up with that.
Yeah. So that was a crucial play, really, by the Canadian defense. Zach Medell there, the youngster, just 18 years of age.
Sandberg will duck behind. See if he can beat Whitehead down the court. Jared Funk gets a little touch in there, but not enough to slow down Sandberg. Another easy one for Canada. Although Medell had to do some work to get out there, get to the point where he drew enough attention so that Whitehead was by himself.
So Sweden inbounds.
Oh, dropped that pass,
Oh,
and now he's in trouble. Again, he's able to turn around. That's a good call. I didn't get to see the shot clock, but he was pretty close to 12.
sure. So Sandberg, a 3.5 player. So obviously,
Right,
we
and
see
you
him
can see
feature
that
so much.
in his hands,
Yep.
how he can hold the ball with either hand. There's a lot of these guys, like you see Wahlberg inbounding. He uses the back of his wrist to flip the ball out. He has no finger function. Ullman gets across. Another nice heads-up play.
Just get the sense that Canada's going to be able to find a way somehow, don't you? Even though the
do.
scoreboard says that Sweden keeps having this 1-point advantage.
And that's where your experience comes in. That and the depth of your team.
Absolutely.
You get some rest, both physically and mentally. But they've been in this position many times. They've been up a little bit. They've been down a little bit. They've lost those close games. They actually lost to the U.S. at the World Championships 2 years ago after leading until the final seconds of the game. So they don't want to ever be in that position. Sweden is relentless. They're staying in it, keeping up by a point here and there. It really will come down probably to one turnover.
One single turnover in the final quarter. So 34 all, 4:17 left in the third quarter.
And while there were several mistakes, the guy who makes the last one is going to be the one who remembers it.
You just hope that that's not you, don't you? Such an awful,
Been there.
awful feeling. Oh,
Actually, just recently.
a turnover in the last quarter. Was that the situation?
Yep. Chance to tie a game in the playoffs and go into overtime at the finals, and I was that guy.
Oh, how long did it take you to recover from that?
I'm still
You're
recovering
still
from it. We haven't played a game since then, so there's really no chance for redemption. Oh, Whitehead takes a hard fall. You can see he hit his elbow pretty hard and might have hit his head on another chair. But we all fall over several times. We're pretty good at knowing how to fall and protect ourselves.
Do you have trouble with wrists and elbows and things like that? I mean, do you get many injuries in that sense just because you come out of your chair?
The hardwood floor is more forgiving than concrete, but it still hurts when you hit. If you can figure out a way to fall gracefully, you'll be very successful.
So Sandberg pass to Yeoman.
Great defense there by Canada, both on the ball and away from the ball.
So he didn't quite make it over the line there, did he? It came out of his hands before his front wheels got over.
And if you don't have control of that ball when you cross the line, it's not a goal. So Canada gets their opportunity again to go back up on top, see what they can do with it. Great pass. I don't think that was intended for Jared Funk either.
But he still got it.
But
so
Whitehead got it.
Is Sweden just struggling with their offense to defense transition in terms of the speed? Because there were two Canadian players up over the halfway line.
That's a huge part of the game. We only have 4 8-minute quarters, which is 32 out of a game that lasts an hour and a half. You win games between the whistles. You getting into the right position, forcing another player to do something that they don't want to do. That's your experience right there. That's Canada's biggest strength, is knowing what to do and where to be.
So Canada now with the advantage, 36 plays 35, 3:01 left in this third term.
Sandberg just trying to get into position. He can catch that ball from Wahlberg. Allowing his low pointer to get out and set a pick for him. And we're off to the races.
Oh.
Now normally they wouldn't call an equipment timeout there if he was away from the play, but because he's close to the ball,
okay.
Again, danger.
Even though he didn't actually have the ball.
So if he had flipped over, he'd just lay there until the play was over or until the ball stopped advancing toward the goal.
But
Actually,
in this situation, it could have caused...
He did that to himself. Just the way he came in there. Sweden making a change. Big Mike Norland's back in. Maybe that's Kool-Aid that's back in. Looks like they changed the entire line.
So Thomas Hewitt with the ball, he's back in again. He's played a big role in this match, hasn't he?
That was a nice job by Jansen.
So what was the call there, David?
He pushed Trevor Hirschfield across the line.
Right.
Across the line without the ball.
Sure.
You're allowed to knock someone across the line, but you're not. If you make contact and you keep pushing and you take your hands off the wheels to advance, and the contact is never broken between the players, that's a penalty on the person pushing.
Okay. So the trick is to make it look like you didn't really intend it.
You just have to roll back a little bit and smack them, and
okay.
just keep smacking them until they go out.
Okay. So it's quite an art.
Yes, yes it is. Because as soon as you give up any ground, they're trying to take it back. Nice easy 4-on-3 there. Looks like Norland has some shoulder issues. Got that kinesio tape on his shoulders.
And that can be a common problem with wheelchair sports, can't it? Because you're training and
your arms are your legs, and they're not built for that. But if you keep them stretched out and you make sure that you work the entire range and
regular massages,
warm them up,
stuff.
cool them off, massages are great for more than one reason. Quality of life.
Well, proper sports massages, though, are invaluable, aren't they?
Absolutely.
For everybody.
And all these teams, I'm sure, have someone on staff who handles that.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very serious. They do urine tests for people's nutrition, and everybody has their own special drink that they drink to help with the minerals that they need. They have their own training regimens based on what they need to work on or what their role is in the game. It's all very serious stuff at this level.
Oh, nice little cut through there. So Mike Whitehead.
Hickling on hurt. Swatting at that ball, trying to turn his chair around so that he can't make a good throw. They're going to have to call timeout if they're going to hang on to the ball. It's a good call. We've got 1:25, Canada up by 1.
So a bit of a turnaround in this quarter because we saw Sweden with the advantage when we came out of the halftime break.
Has it been more than 2 points? I don't think
it hasn't.
so.
There's been no period of play where even right back at the start, there's been no period of play where there's been a lead greater than 2.
It's really anybody's game here. And now both teams are thinking about the last score. 1:13 left.
So it's enough for 2 passages of play.
Hickling going to the
3.
jump ball. Nice score by Norland. The minute left, Canada's going to try and score quickly so they guarantee themselves another possession. Hickling's going to have some trouble here.
Kept his cool though, didn't he?
Yeah.
Didn't panic. Looked out. So Canada will try and hold up. Oh, big hit from Norland.
They need some help here if they're going to score. Not what they were hoping for, but they'll take it as long as they can get across the goal line, and they'll let their defense do their job. But Goulet's got a flat tire, possibly.
So pause in play, and as you said, 60 seconds you're allowed to fix any chair issues that
And
are
then
fixable.
They also
If
have
they're
to
not.
give a meter of space around that person with an
Oh,
equipment
okay.
issue, so you can't set up on him while he's
Right.
stuck.
Okay. It's all very logical.
Well, it's like kicking somebody when they're down, right?
Yeah.
Swedes very excited and want to see their team
Absolutely.
make it to the medal rounds. Canadians as well.
The supporters are out in force this morning. It's a beautiful day in London. Great day to be out and about.
Yeah, I'm glad they saved the sunshine for this week.
Absolutely.
From what I understand, it's been pretty wet the rest of the summer.
So Northern.
Working the last goal. Giving his guys some guidance.
Oh,
Nice pass. And we'll get the penalty goal. So Canada with 5 seconds left.
this is what happened at the end of the last quarter, wasn't it? I think they had 4.4 seconds left.
And they'll take a shot,
Yeah.
but I think they know they're not going to get it. So Sweden now gets the ball at the other end of the court because no one touched it. That was, I think, a mistake. Or did someone? Oh, actually,
I think somebody got
it
a
was
hand to it.
touched. Otherwise, the clock
Otherwise,
wouldn't have been running. Right.
Sweden would have had the ball up their end, and that would have been
Right.
potentially a little dangerous if they could have done something amazing in 0.1 of a second. So Canada going into the 3/4 time break with a 1-point advantage. And as we were saying before, this game has been so close because there hasn't been more than 2 points in it at any given time. And
Right.
for a lot of the time, the scores have actually been level.
And there's been relatively few mistakes, and that's what both teams need. The team that makes the fewest mistakes is going to come out the victor in this one.
Yeah, I think the turnovers at half time was only, it was very level, but it was about five a team. So
And this little 2-minute break is really just enough time to get a little bit of water and to let your coach yell at you for a second.
yell at you or coax you or whatever it may be. Or for the crowd to get into it, doing the Macarena.
School children, their first week of school, and they get to go watch some murder ball.
Sounds all right, doesn't it? So we've got another 2 matches today in the pool phase. So there's Group A, Great Britain and Japan, and also the United States and France from Group A. Hear anything that coach has to say? Came to them a little late. So do women play murder ball?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've had as many as 3 women on my team.
Sure.
One of the Canadian Paralympians from China actually played on my team. She was the first female Paralympic athlete to play wheelchair rugby at that level, and actually play in a game.
Sure.
So there are quite a few around. It's harder to get in at this level, but there is a concession as far as to try and balance the playing field. As a female, you get half a point deducted from your physical classification.
Okay.
To try and give them the opportunities. And since we've done that, you'll see more women playing at this level. There aren't a lot of them out there that play, but the ones that do are very enthusiastic.
Oh, I bet.
I know some great women players all around the U.S. and Canada. There's several players in Canada in their development pipeline as well.
So it would always be a mixed situation then, rather than having a separate women's
Yes.
and men's league.
I think GB has a female player
Oh, right.
on their Paralympic squad. Chan not able to come down with that one. Gives Sweden the advantage here with the tie game.
Yeah, you're right. I just checked the Great Britain team list. We've got Kylie Grimes, who plays for the Kent Crusaders.
I think she played in the U.S. game, the first game that GB played.
And she's got a 0.5 classification, just 24 years of age, so that's great. I mean, she's potentially got a very long career ahead of her. She's already making the national squad.
Yep. That's great to see anybody playing. Gender's really not, when it comes right down to it, we're all here for the same purpose. And we're happy to have anybody on the team, male, female, whatever your disability.
And you were saying back home there's some 40 teams or so in the United States?
Yeah, in the ballpark of 40, it's plus or minus a couple teams every year.
Yep.
New teams come up, old teams disperse and spread out to the players go and play with other teams. But yeah.
And do you play in like a, east-west, north-south conference and then end up playing others?
The country's divided up into 4 regions, and then we cut those in half. And we have a playoff system with 16 teams that advance to the final tournament.
Oh, fantastic.
And a team can play anywhere from 4 to, I've played as many as 15 tournaments in a year.
Wow.
And that's why you'll see players coming to play in the U.S. It's the opportunity to get more experience. Because a lot of countries, they have 1, 2, maybe 3 teams.
And you
they're
just
lucky.
don't have the competition.
And there are other countries out there with a lot of teams, but just not that many teams and with the caliber of play.
So the US really leading the way in the sport still after the game's development.
Well, we definitely have the most players, I think.
Yeah.
But as you can see, there are a lot of great players out there. We just have a bigger pool of players to choose from.
The score's tied up at 41 all. 6:21 left in the fourth and final quarter.
Canada looking for that one big turnover that'll give them the advantage. Bowman gets it out, but that 12-second clock is moving fast. Unable to get across half court. They'll retain possession, though, with that timeout. Well spent.
So is there a limit to the number of timeouts that you can call?
Both teams get 4 on the floor, and then they also have 2 timeouts that they can use that are called by the coach. But those you can't use those to keep from turning the ball over.
And that's per quarter, or is it per half?
Per game.
For the whole game. Okay, so you can't
If you use
be
them
too
effectively.
flippant with you
Right.
calling them from the floor, can you?
But anytime you use it to keep you from turning over the ball,
It's worth it.
well, yeah. Even if you
Especially
use
in a
them all
game
in the
like
first place.
this, where it's so
they,
close.
they do you no good after the game. Looks like Ullman's got a flat. Got him out of some trouble there because now they get to inbound close to half court. The 40-second clock won't reset, but he does have 12 more seconds to get across half. Whitehead putting on a big hit, hoping to pop that ball out. Liddell adding. Oh, and there's the turnover. Ah, there's a lot of contact going on. Refs are letting him play. Let him play. Let him play. Oh, Medell. That's a rookie. He didn't call timeout. Got pushed out of bounds.
I see. Okay, so he should have. It's just about that
Right.
train of thought.
Yeah. That's something you learn over time. They really are. The refs don't want to be the decider in this game. They're letting them play. I like it. Canada unable to take advantage of their opportunity to get on top here. Sweden going to try and get one in. The Canadian defense seems to be getting stronger. Sweden's having a lot of trouble crossing half court in the last couple minutes. Big Mike using his pick around there.
Yeah, we've really noticed the scoring slowing up in this final quarter, haven't we?
A little bit more methodical. You're trying to protect the ball a little more.
So
And you're seeing-
42-41.
You're seeing the depth come into play here, too. Oh, he could have been in trouble there.
Yeah.
And that-
Oh.
Another turnover. With 5 minutes left. Sweden looking to go up by 2.
Oh,
There it
nice
is.
work. There you have it. So Norlin.
Calling for an equipment so he can get his sleeve put back together. Whitehead would like to have that pass back.
So they're really going to need to look to force the turnover, not just once, but twice now.
Right.
It's just made that a little bit more difficult.
All a turnover gets him a chance for is overtime if it's only one. Whitehead gets his hands in there. Oh, but they can't pick it up. See if Medell can save it. Sweden with the pickup. Up. Something happened there. There's a turnover.
For Canada.
Looks like it's Canada ball. I'm not sure what happened there, though. They must have called the player out of bounds who had the ball.
It was difficult to see from this angle, wasn't it? There was a lot of traffic over that side of the court.
Whitehead opened up that corner really nicely for Medell.
Okay, so that's one down for the Canadians. They got that turnover.
Field trying to get over there, not Not quick enough. Again, like I said, it's hard to stop someone when your back's turned to them.
Yep.
Whitehead launches again. They'll keep doing that as long as Sweden lets them. Sweden running out of time to inbound the ball. There's Norland again. Gets out of trouble.
Oh, big mistake there.
Might want to call timeout here unless he can get some help. Whitehead gets the ball back. Not much time to cross half. Liddell protecting. Good. Sweden dropping back, trying to keep him out. Excellent patience by the Canadians there.
Yeah, wow.
And they get back on top.
Hitting the front by just the 1 point, but 45-44, 3:43 left in this match. So you can hear the support in the grandstands. There's a lot of Swedish and Canadian supporters here. Of course, the next match, Great Britain and Japan, there'll be a very enthusiastic crowd.
Absolutely. The stands are full when GB plays.
I was at the main stadium last night when David Weir was racing in the athletics, and I was holding a plastic cup of water, and the cup was vibrating. The stadium erupted.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Great enthusiasm for all the athletes everywhere we've been. The swimming arena also just crazy. Canada back with the ball. Launches it. Whitehead had to work a little bit there. Got a little pressure from Norland. Wahlberg's done a good job getting the ball into somebody, not causing a turnover from the inbound.
Oh, bump at the front.
Easy one. Under 3 minutes. We have a tie game.
Just when you think that somebody's going to eke out an advantage, it just doesn't really happen, does it? I thought Canada might get a little bit of momentum, but Sweden's staying with them.
You can't take anyone for granted at this level. And you even look at the French team. They're a very young team, but they've got another dominant player, and he makes all the difference. They'll score on you fast. They'll hit you hard. France only brought, I believe, 9 players.
Oh, right. When they're entitled to 12. Right.
And I only recall seeing 4 of them out on the floor. But their game with GB was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it was good. Excellent. So France playing the United States later today, in fact at 5:15 local time here in London. That other match between GB and Japan is at 3 o'clock this afternoon, London time. So 2:48 left in this match.
Getting in there.
Yeah,
nice spread out offense for Sweden. Making sure all their guys don't get piled up together. Whitehead went up the pass there, but made the better decision. That's good. Just hanging on the ball, trying to be patient. Make sure that this doesn't result in a turnover. Canada with running the clock a little bit.
So just using up as much time as they can, I guess, so that they can maintain this
Well, right
advantage.
now they've got the advantage, so in their minds, if they can keep from turning the ball over, the worst they could do is tie. So they want to maintain control, slow the game down, save their energy for that last score. Another easy one.
So it'll be 50-49.
A switch there. That looks like a turnover. So Canada now with the opportunity to
If they can,
add to their lead
that's right.
and possibly finish this off. Now the pressure's on Sweden. They need to get a turnover. They need to start reaching for that ball a little more. But unfortunately, they need to take risks, which is going to give Canada some more opportunities to get some easy scores.
So again, that hesitation of going over to score, just trying to wind down the clock just that little bit more.
Minute 19, we're only going to see a couple more scores. Canada's going to slow it down as much as they can, get across half. And Sweden's going to have to attack. It's still a one-point game. Anything could happen here. A minute left. And actually, that's not a bad situation for Sweden. Even if Canada eats up the whole 40-second clock, they've got 28 seconds left to
tie it up.
Right. And possibly create a turnover and win the game. Certainly has lived up to expectations.
Yeah, it's been a good. So do you think this is one of the better matches you've seen so far? One of the best you've seen?
Without question.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah, when I saw it on the schedule that I was going to get to work it, I was very pleased.
Excellent.
Two good teams coming right down to the wire.
That's right. So they need to win this to be in the hunt for the medal.
Hickling does get it across half, and you'll see Whitehead taking his time here. Unless they can score quickly so they get another goal or another opportunity, which he will do. Canada playing off a little bit. They want Sweden to score quickly if they're going to score. And so now, with under 40 seconds, the shot clock will shut off. And Canada will work to cross half. I don't know if they have a timeout left. Whitehead. It's a turnover, maybe. Loose ball.
And
Hirschfield picks it up and scores. Nice grab.
The Swedish player just unfortunately had his back turned to it and couldn't maneuver to get around and get after that loose ball.
He had a play like that yesterday that Hirschfield tried to grab on a turnover to score, and he wasn't able to pick it up. So I'm sure that he was waiting for that opportunity again. Sandberg doing his best to get the game back within one. And now they need a turnover, or this one's over. Canada doesn't even have to cross half. All they have to do is dribble once. Get the ball in, protect it. Whitehead throwing that ball while he's rolling backwards. Really nice grab there. That's hard to do. Grab that ball. All you're doing is pushing it up against your wheel so it comes up to you.
Yep.
And you're considered having possession if the ball is pressed up against your wheel.
Okay.
But you have to clearly have control of it.
So the pressure's on here, well, for both sides because Canada can't make a mistake, but Sweden
Right.
needs to force
So they'll
the error.
use Hickling's height, throw it over the top of the low pointers, and he will protect the ball. All he has to do is protect it for 10 seconds. Oh, a little frustration there.
It was indeed. As you were saying, he is one of the more expressive players.
Yes.
Feisty might be
He
another
used
word.
to have longer hair, and you could really see the movement when he moved.
Did get bashed around quite a bit there,
Yes. They're really swinging at the ball. They know that's their only opportunity. And even though Hickling ended up hitting himself in the face, it was because the other player had hit his elbow. So they're going to put Garrett in the box for that threaten to hit him. And that's a mistake.
So now we've got 3 plays 3.
But it's Canada's ball, and they'll win it.
And that's it. So Canada gets the win here. Not by much, though. Just by a point.
But this way now Canada will advance to the medal rounds, and Sweden will play for, at best, 5th place.
So disappointing for Sweden, but they played
Absolutely.
extremely well.
They did.
Led
I think
most
this
of
is
the game.
probably going to be the best finish they've ever had in the Paralympics. Their team is strong, clearly. They played Canada very well. 1 turnover. That's all it takes. And as with every rugby game at the end, handshakes. Because as much as goes on the court, once we're off the court, we'll all go have a beer together.
So it's a pretty community, really a good community in wheelchair
Absolutely.
rugby. Oh, the Canadians very happy. And they deserve that. So it'll be interesting to see how they go from here on in this tournament.
Yep. So they'll wait to see what happens the rest of today to determine who they play tomorrow in the crossovers. It's likely that Canada will be the 2 seed and play the number 1 seed, which will likely be the United States, which is a long,
very tough assignment.
heated rivalry. No love lost between some of the players.
So the statistics I'll briefly flash up on screen there, but
Thanks for joining us.
yeah, well, David, thanks so much for coming along for the ride of this match, and you'll be on Paralympic Sport TV.
great
So
one.
there we have the qualification, the official qualification. It's so Australia and Canada proceeding through to the middle rounds. But you'll be calling a number of these matches on Paralympic Sport TV over the weekend.
I will.
So we very much look forward to that. David Mengen and Amy Bainbridge. And still plenty of wheelchair rugby to come today. Another 2 matches, and then, of course, we're into the middle rounds tomorrow.
GB Japan is up next 2 hours from now.
An hour and a half away, an hour
Okay.
and 20 minutes away, and then later on this evening, 5:15 London time, we have the United States and France. So